What's good, Silver Squad, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Sight. My name is RJ.
And my name is Louis Figs.
And today we're going to be reviewing The Tomorrow War, which is now streaming on Amazon Prime. And it stars the worst Chris of all, Chris Pratt, and Yvonne Strahovski. Can't say her name, my apologies. It's centered around a world where stunned time travelers arrive in the year 2051 to deliver an urgent message that 30 years in the future, mankind is losing a global war against a deadly alien species. So I have my thoughts on this movie. What are your overall thoughts on The Tomorrow War?
To be honest, I actually like this movie.
Okay.
I feel like the plot was very well laid out. Just the fact that they came back from the future, back to the future. Whatever. They came back from the future, but to give everybody a warning of what these aliens were, tearing up the world and killing everybody, which was, it was crazy. So now you're kind of like sending random people to this war, and you're sending them out there for a week, and you either come back or you don't.
Yeah, that's a short ass deployment. That's how you know everybody was dying. They said, okay, we'll give you another week, then we'll bring you back. I mean, I'll say I really like the originality of The Tomorrow War. The plot. I felt like it's not anything that we really have seen before. I agree with you in the fact that I think it was really well laid out, because halfway through the movie, I thought so much had happened. I thought it was about to be over, but then I checked the time and it was midway through. And I was like, damn, I still got like an hour of this shit.
Because you get so into it. You get so into the movie itself, because it's kind of like, okay, so this is happening. And then you're watching his relationship with his daughter. And then, all of a sudden you start seeing all these news reports of, when they come back from the future.
Yeah.
And, they're telling people, well, the world's about to die in about 30 years. Yeah. Everybody's about to die. The world's about to end in 30 years. So we need to figure something out. So they're sending like random people. Did you see the quality of people that they sent out?
I was like, so everybody really is dead. They was scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yo, they had like soccer moms and and dads out there.
Yeah.
Yo, it was nuts. I was like, man, like, it's bad when you're sending out soccer moms.
It was definitely a whosoever will kind of situation where, and I think that's kind of why I liked it, because it wasn't like extinction. It wasn't like the movie escapes me now. It wasn't like War of the Worlds, not War of the Worlds, Extinction LA or something like that.
Yeah.
Where, you have soldiers fighting. These were civilians who had little to no combat training, even when they were in the area where they were doing like their basic. They was like, there will be no pull-ups, there will be no push-ups. Like this, y'all are going straight to war. And I like the plot. I think it was very well laid out. The pacing was incredible in the fact that it felt long, but it felt they got so much. And the only thing I would complain about, and I think it's just me, for some reason, I cannot connect with Chris Pratt. I can't.
I think it might be a personal thing. It might just be a personal thing. When you introduced him as the worst Chris.
He's the worst Chris by far. He's the worst Chris by far. My least favorite Chris. That just goes without saying. Like Mike Coulter and Chris Pratt, I just have problems with. I don't know why. It is what it is. Sorry, Chris Pratt. But, I can't relate to him. Maybe it's like the white Christian man thing. I can't. It doesn't resonate with me. His real life persona doesn't resonate with me. So in the movies, I have a disconnect with him. But
I still think he did. I still think he did a good job portraying the character he was supposed to portray. Like he played the character he was supposed to play, and I think he did a good job of doing it.
But if he would have died, I would have been like, okay, I couldn't.
Yeah, if he would have died, then you probably would like, oh shit, no, you know what I mean? But then it's kind of like, all right, let's keep the movie going, let's keep the party going.
Yeah, like I rock with it. So let's talk about the characters. Were there any characters that kind of? I mean, everybody died, but was there anybody who you thought was gonna make it that didn't? What did you think about the characters, or what are your thoughts and feelings on like the characters? How well they were written, etc., things like that.
I think all the characters were pretty well written, even the characters that were slated to die at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why, but I really liked the the lady, I guess I call her the soccer mom because that's what she reminded me of. But I thought she was thug life, like all the way. Like
she went out like a G.
Get it. Huh?
She went out like a G though.
Yeah, she went out like a straight G. She went out shooting her gun.
Yeah, but you know, everybody did that, and I think that's kind of what made me like the characters. Were like everybody was scared. Everybody knew they were going to die, but yet still they still were willing to kind of like fight to their last breath. And I liked the relationship between the worst Chris and his daughter. I felt like I can't stand him. I'll say his name, James. And his daughter, I think Colonel Forrester. Yeah, Colonel Forrester. Yeah,
Colonel Forrester. Yeah,
yeah. I like the relationship. I don't know. She was a hard ass like Colonel. I was digging her for real.
Yeah, I liked her character a lot, but I think she had to play that hard ass because as you start to learn her story after his death, then you kind of understand like, okay, he was kind of raising this type of girl, and then she went harder after he died because of their how the relationship was rocky and all that. So I feel like she had to be her character had to be hard at that point. But they did a really good job with writing her character. And, I kind of figured early that, before she introduced herself as her daughter, or he caught on to her being his daughter, I was like, that's going to end, in my mind, I'm like, that's going to end up being his daughter.
She must have didn't catch that. I can't, with time travel movies, I get so confused. I still don't understand the ending. I still don't get it. I've watched it 3 times. I don't understand how I don't get it. I just don't understand.
What part exactly don't you get?
It's just me. I'm stupid. Time travel. When I Endgame, I just accepted whatever they said was whatever they said. Like I'm not going to try to do time math in my head because I can't do it. So when they said the ice caps and blah blah blah, I said okay, I guess that's where we're going now because I'm not going to fight it. So I don't understand it.
Because they had to figure out a way. They had to figure out a way to kill the aliens. So when they finally figured that out, plus I like the high school boy, the one that knew a whole lot about volcanoes.
Oh, the dork.
Yeah. He was pretty cool though.
I resonated.
They did happen to need him, and I was like, when he did his thing in the classroom, I was like, I think I told my wife that they're gonna need him at some point.
See, I didn't see them going back to the classroom because I felt like, I don't know, I thought that Chris Pratt was going to put 2 and 2 together by himself. But as it was unfolding, then, when he went to the classroom and the boy told him, I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're going with it. And I said, I don't understand, but I guess this is where we're going now.
Right.
Like I said, when it comes to time travel, I get so confused. My brain just shuts down and I just refuse to try to understand it. I just go with the flow. But I liked where it went. Another thing I loved about this movie, I think, was one of the strong points were the action scenes and the aliens. And that to me was probably one of the. I felt like everybody could die at any moment.
And the aliens were insane.
Yeah.
And then the way they were shooting the little barbs out of their tail or whatever that was, like, I was like, wow, oh snap! Like, and it was coming out hard because it was knocking people back and knocking people into stuff.
Yeah. I didn't think anybody was gonna make it out of there at one point. I was shocked when
but Chris Pratt had to stay alive. Chris Pratt had to stay alive.
Yeah.
You knew he was gonna stay alive though.
I didn't. I thought he was gone. I thought because he black. I thought he was gone. He's black. He's black in the movie starring Chris Pratt. Oh, he gone.
Yeah.
One thing I was confused about and probably a little early on was I was like, well, damn, is this shit a comedy? Because they had 2 characters in there that kept like cracking jokes during basic training. Yeah. And so I that kind of threw me off when it came to the tone. I was like, okay, so is this an action? Is this like a drama? Is this a comedy? But they died. So I was like, there was no more jokes after they died. Well,
I think they just used that. I think they just used that to kind of break it up, which I kind of appreciated that because there were parts where, they were hitting us with their one-liners and it's kind of like, all right, you laugh. All right, let's get into the action.
Yeah.
So it kind of breaks it up. I kind of like that.
Yeah. I agree with you saying. I agree now that I think about it. Looking back, it was a nice break from the constant.
Man. Yeah, sometimes you want to laugh in between the acts. If you could throw in a good joke or something.
Yeah, a good joke, not like Marvel when they do a Guardians of the Galaxy sometimes. Where
much, like the little cheesy ass one-liners, and
y'all doing way too much. Like we're just trying to get to the action. So I get what you're saying about that, and I guess I can appreciate the break and
you got to appreciate the little laughs and you know the little one-liners because they were actually funny.
Or the guy in the chef's hat, like what? And you know it was funny. Okay, now that I think about it, you're right because he was like, "What is the criteria for the uniform here?"
Right.
Like, there's like they took this but gave me cargo shorts, but said I could keep my t-shirt. I was like, "Yo, like I don't get it either. I don't get it."
There was no criteria for the uniform. They just sent you out in what they picked you up in.
No, they didn't give a damn. They was like they're gonna die anyway.
They just slap a gun in your hands and say, "Let's go." Y'all about to go fight these aliens. We can't tell you much about the aliens because we don't know much about it ourselves.
Yeah.
But here's a gun and here's a tactical vest or whatever they gave them. Yeah. Y'all have fun.
Yeah. I think at one point, I think, was there any point where when did you realize like, oh shit, like this is like some next level, like we not coming back shit?
I think I realized it when you can hear on like news reports that they were sending these people, but only like 7% of them were coming back. So I was like, yo, they're pretty much like sending them to slaughter, like sending lambs and cows to slaughter.
Okay. I don't think I realized it until they landed and I saw a landscape. I was like, oh, that's why 7% of people are coming back.
Yeah.
I think that's what I started
but I think the whole when they made the jump, and something got messed up in there. Because I don't think they were supposed to land the way they were landing because they lost a lot of people just on the initial jump. Like people falling, breaking backs and falling all the way down off the building. Like the lucky ones that hit the pool, they were lucky, but
he almost missed. He landed like right on the
He had to hit a little tuck to get in the pool.
Should have hit his arm or something.
I bet you would have liked that. I bet you would have liked for that to happen.
Pratt. I would have given it 5 out of 5. But so overall, do you think you would have survived?
I think that I would have shot my gun until the very end.
Yeah.
I can't tell you whether I feel like I would have lived or died because shit, that's a scary situation to be in. Like them things are fast. I know I'm not running that fast.
And smart.
Right.
So very strategic.
Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going out busting my gun.
I think I would have survived for the simple fact that it's 1 week, right? So just like the black guy said at the end, it was like, well, what happened? I thought you were going. He was like, I hid. Yeah, I would have done the same thing.
If I could have found a way to do that, I would have hid for 7 days.
7 days, and I would have came back just fine. I'm not doing it because when I realized that these aliens wasn't playing games, when they were in the stairwell and they were coming down and they were like guns blazing. And like an alien got shot, another one would jump out, pull a guy, and another alien would jump out.
Yeah.
You know,
they were like daisy chaining that thing, like leapfrogging the people. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yo, they were smart. I would have survived, but only because I would have hid. If I'd had to fight, it would have been. I would have died very early on. I would have made it.
I'd have been in a toilet stall somewhere.
I would have been floating in that pool for 7 days. I would have played there for 7 days. That would have been it. So yeah, but overall, out of a score of 1 to 5, what did you think of the Tomorrow War on Amazon Prime?
I give it a 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
I give it a 4.5. I think they did very well with the movie. They kept they kept me into the movie. They kept the plot interesting, so it got me into it. So, you know, I didn't have a lot of a problem with it, but you know, the minor things were just minor. But 4.5, man, like straight up.
I'm with you on that. I gotta give it a solid 4. Out of 5, it would have been a 5 if Chris Pratt hadn't have been in it. But
let it go.
I have because Chris Pratt automatic -1 because of Chris Pratt. But but I liked it. There wasn't much I didn't like about it. And even when I went to go look at the critics score, and I saw I had like a 55 and a 45, and I'm like, what were y'all watching? Like, were we watching the same movie? I had a good time. Like,
yeah,
a good time.
Yeah, I think it was a good movie. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah. I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know if they were trying to get like some thought-provoking dialogue or some crazy ass like father-daughter speech. Bro, it's a movie. Relax, chill out, enjoy the plot. I don't know people didn't like it.
Yeah, there was no need for all that because it kept the movie going. Like it kept the movie going. It didn't make it long and dry because you run into the movies that they're long and they're dry on certain parts. So I think they kept the speed up to it and they did good with it.
Yeah, I think the pacing was very, very on par. Like I said, when I thought the movie was almost over, I was like, damn, it's a short ass movie. And I clicked it and I was like, damn, it's only half left. Okay. Right. It felt like the end, but I think they're very good. So overall, we definitely enjoyed Tomorrow War. We do recommend you check it out. It's now streaming on Amazon Prime. Before we go, Luke, where can we find you at, man, on social media? And what do you got going on?
You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Louis Figs. Find me on Facebook, Louis Figs, Snapchat, Louis Figs, Instagram. Guess what? Louis Figs.
that's what I call branding. That's how you do it.
Yeah. All across the board.
You can find me across all shows. You can find me across all social media platforms at the Avatar RAJ. You can also follow the Silver Site across all social media platforms at the Silver Site. But on Twitter, we are the Silver Site with an underscore because somebody snatched the name in Twitter for some odd reason refuses to give us the name, even though it's a dead account. But we're working on that. We will be the Silver Site across all social media platforms eventually. But for now, take care. Make sure you hit the like button as well as subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, and we'll see you back next week. Later days.